Rising dramatically above the forests of the Sintra Mountains, Pena Palace is one of the finest examples of 19th century Romanticism anywhere in the world. Its vibrant colors, eclectic design, and spectacular hilltop setting make it one of Europe's most recognizable palaces. Before we enter, let's take a closer look at the palace's fascinating history. The site originally housed a small medieval chapel dedicated to Our Lady of Pena. In the 16th century, King Manuel I ordered the construction of a monastery here after a reported Marian apparition. For centuries, monks lived in isolation on this misty mountaintop until the devastating Lisbon earthquake of 1755 severely damaged the monastery. Everything changed in 1838 when King Ferdinand II, a German prince who married Queen Maria II of Portugal, purchased the abandoned ruins. Inspired by the Romantic movement sweeping across Europe, Ferdinand envisioned a royal summer residence unlike anything Portugal had ever seen. Working with German architect Wilhelm Ludwig von Eschwege, he transformed the monastery ruins into the extraordinary palace we see today. As we approach the exterior, the first thing that stands out is the palace's remarkable blend of architectural styles. Rather than following a single tradition, Pena Palace combines Neo-Gothic, Neo-Manueline, Neo-Islamic, Neo-Renaissance, and medieval influences into a dramatic fantasy of stone and color. The bright yellow sections symbolize warmth and optimism, while the deep red towers create a striking contrast against the surrounding green landscape. Every façade reveals intricate details, decorative battlements, domes, arches, and sculpted windows designed to evoke Portugal's golden age of discovery. One of the most impressive features is the monumental entrance gate. Here we encounter the famous Triton Arch, one of the palace's greatest artistic masterpieces. The sculpture depicts Triton, a mythical sea creature emerging from a shell, intertwined with vines, coral, and marine motifs. The artwork symbolizes the connection between the natural world and divine creation, a theme deeply rooted in Romanticism. Looking closely, you'll notice carvings inspired by Portuguese Manueline architecture, a style that flourished during the reign of King Manuel I in the early 16th century. Ropes, sea creatures, shells, and botanical elements celebrate Portugal's maritime achievements during the Age of Exploration. As we walk through the courtyards and terraces, every viewpoint offers spectacular panoramas. On a clear day, visitors can see the Atlantic Ocean, the Castle of the Moors, the historic town of Sintra, and even Lisbon far beyond the horizon. Now let's step inside the palace. Unlike many historic palaces that have been heavily restored, Pena Palace preserves many rooms exactly as they appeared when the Portuguese royal family left in 1910 following the Republican Revolution. The interior immediately reveals a different atmosphere. While the exterior is colorful and theatrical, the rooms inside are elegant, intimate, and richly decorated. The royal dining room showcases elaborate furniture, finely crafted woodwork, decorative ceramics, and detailed table settings that illustrate aristocratic life during the late 19th century. Moving into the Great Hall, we encounter soaring ceilings, ornate chandeliers, and walls decorated with artistic motifs inspired by Renaissance and Gothic traditions. The craftsmanship reflects both Portuguese heritage and broader European artistic influences. One of the most fascinating spaces is the Arab Room, inspired by Islamic art and architecture. Its intricate geometric decoration and exotic atmosphere reflect the Romantic era's fascination with the cultures of the Mediterranean and the Middle East. The king's chambers and queen's apartments reveal the personal side of royal life. Original furnishings, portraits, clocks, and decorative objects remain in place, allowing visitors to imagine daily life within these walls over a century ago. Pay particular attention to the chapel, one of the oldest surviving parts of the complex. Here, visitors can admire a magnificent Renaissance altarpiece attributed to Nicolau Chantereine, one of Portugal's most celebrated sculptors. This sacred space survived from the original monastery and connects the palace to its religious origins. Throughout the interior, stained glass windows cast colorful light across rooms filled with artistic treasures. Decorative ceilings, carved wood panels, imported textiles, and royal collections demonstrate the wealth and cultural ambitions of Ferdinand II. Beyond the palace lies the vast Pena Park, covering more than 200 hectares. Ferdinand transformed the surrounding landscape into a living work of art. Exotic species from North America, Asia, Australia, and South America were planted throughout the grounds, creating a botanical garden unlike any other in Portugal. Hidden pathways lead to lakes, pavilions, viewpoints, and monuments carefully positioned to create dramatic scenery. Every turn reflects the romantic belief that architecture and nature should exist in harmony. More than just a royal residence, Pena Palace represents a unique moment in Portuguese history. It symbolizes the romantic imagination, the revival of national heritage, and the cultural aspirations of 19th century Portugal. Today, Pena Palace stands not only as a UNESCO World Heritage treasure, but also as one of Europe's most extraordinary architectural achievements, a place where history, art, nature, and fantasy come together above the clouds of Sintra. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Pena Palace. If you enjoyed this tour, please like, subscribe, and share the video. Let me know in the comments which detail impressed you the most: the colorful exterior, the royal interiors, or the breathtaking views of Sintra.